Hello and good good evening everyone. It's 6:18 and welcome to PastorCast. Now the reason I'm doing this cast today is, well, there are actually many reasons, but most of us will have heard of the EGH project, enlarging God's house. But one of the things we haven't talked about too much in the recent past is the DGP project. Does that sound? Developing God's People. Yeah, so Developing God's People project. Now, so one of the things we want to do in our church is we really want to up the game with respect to discipleship. And we are starting with rolling out again class 101. Now, class, of course, doesn't really mean that you're going back to school. CLAA it's an acronym. I forget what it means now. But we want everybody who serves in church to go through 101. It's really the basic foundation for everything that we do in church, and I especially see people who are serving who have not done 101. Now, it's great that we serve, but it's even better that we go through the fundamentals of what the church is about. And so going forward between now and perhaps May, I'm hoping that everybody who hasn't done 101 in church will do 101 in church. And we are going to be starting with the co-workers group, the volunteers group. We will be having a mega 101, and I'm expecting everybody to take part in that. It's part of our discipleship process, and as we think of building the church, we also need to be thinking of building up ourselves. The Bible says in Peter to grow in the grace and knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. Nobody knows it all, and for those who have done 101 before, honestly, a refresher wouldn't do anyone any harm. So the 101 thing is a whole church process, whether you are in leadership or not, whether you've done it before or not. Just consider it a refresher. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, now if you're following the church calendar, you'll know that Lent is around the corner. In fact, Lent starts on Wednesday. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. We're not going to be having a service on Ash Wednesday. I think we tried one last year. I'm not sure whether that had a great attendance. Well, I think because people were going to work and all of that, we really didn't have much of a turnout. But that being as it may, we are starting Lent on Wednesday, and our Lent, the book for Lent, is To Seek and to Save. That's the book we're all reading for Lent. It's a 40 days reading. It's actually available free from the church, but you can only get it through your small group. So it's available free, but it is free only to those who attend a particular small group. The small group discussions that we're going to be having during our Lenten period is going to be based on this book. It's not a video-based book, and so what that means is everybody who is participating in a small group would need to do, you kind of need to do your homework. You can't rely on Rick Warren to give you a heads up as to what is going to be discussed. So it really is a really good book. I challenge everybody to participate in it. In fact, I challenge everybody. Basically, I was just thinking about it, and I think that everybody who is over the age of 21 in church should be doing this. Too many times I see young people in church and they excuse themselves from small groups. They excuse themselves from Bible studies and all other things, and hey, we just want to do what we want to do in church. That's not really what God has called us to. God has called us to grow, and so if you are over 21, you really need to be joining a small group. You need to be digging deep into this book, and our sermon series for Lent is also going to be based on this book. There are going to be copies. I have 5 copies here, but I'm going to put a list out in church today, or perhaps the best thing to do is just speak to whoever is leading your home group, and on Monday they'll give me their numbers, and based on that number I will order the books, and they should be ready. It is next day delivery, and if you're part of my home group on Wednesday, you will have access to this, and so obviously if you're at Essex or Romford or any other place, yes, the books will be more than available, although you have to make arrangements to collect the books in church. Well, okay, so that's all from me with respect to discipleship for now. A lot more things are going to be happening, believe me. A lot more things are going to be happening, but it all starts with everybody going through 101, and then we'll be taking it from there, because as you know, there is 101, there is 201, there is 301, and there is 401, and we are going to be reinstating all those things. So thank you, and God bless. And there will be sign-up sheets both for our Lenten studies and the membership 101, and please, nobody is exempt. This is important. It really is important, and I want all of us to go for it. Thank you, and God bless. Bye bye.